Digital payments have revolutionized the way we transact. However, as technology advances, so do the threats posed by cybercriminals.
Kailangan pa rin talaga tayong mag-ingat, no? Maraming mga scammers na naghahanap pa rin ng pagkakataon para manloko.
Nagiging mas sophisticated na ngayon yung mga scammers natin. And dahil dyan, yung mga tinatawag nating rules of the game, kung paano ma-detect yung mga scams, nag-iiba din.
It's a partnership between the business and the consumers to really protect accounts and to protect their assets as well.
We are now open for business.
It is a signal to the world. We are open for business.
These malicious actors exploit vulnerabilities in digital systems to perpetrate a wide range of cyber attacks like data breaching, phishing, spoofing, and many others. Siyempre, hindi mawawala dito ang partner natin, DTI E-Commerce Group Undersecretary Jean Pacheco.
We're very glad to be back.
Kaya naman napaka-exciting ng mga bisita natin ngayon, Yusek.
Nag-request ako sa iyo, CRV. Ang issue kasi ngayon dito, umpisahan ba natin ang issue natin ngayon, ano? Tatanungin mo na ako ng issue na nangyari sa akin. Tatanungin mo na ako ng issue na nangyari
sige,
sa akin.
ano bang issue nangyari sa iyo?
Kaya nandito ang ating mga
partners natin.
But
Okay.
recently, no, actually, hindi naman ako victim. Nakatanggap ako ng text sa Maya. Tapos sabi sa Maya text ko, mag-expire daw yung voucher ko na 5,000. Wow,
Okay.
5,000 din yun. Sayang naman mag-expire yung voucher ko.
Oo.
So, ano ako
Sino
kagad-
nagbigay sa iyo ng voucher na yan?
Hindi, nakalagay Maya. Papakita ko sa iyo, Maya. Ayan, Maya.
Okay.
Top Maya.
Sige.
Ayan. So, nakalagay dito, your 5,000 Maya voucher is about to expire. Nung nalink ko, nakita ko, nung binasa ko, naku, nakalagay, payapmaya.com. Mali ata to. Mali ito. Una sa lahat, pay Maya na dati. Tapos Maya na sila, so mali. Naku, nakita ko, naging tinanggal-tanggal ko. Balik, papanik-panik ako. So, hindi naman nagkatotoo. I mean, wala, no? It didn't happen. And then, just this a while, no? I got a text. Your Maya, ganun ulit. Tapos, phpaymaya.org. Siyempre, alam ko na. Kasi nga, we've been getting text messages already from Maya na...
Ang tanong ko sa iyo, Yusek, bakit ikaw ang palaging nabubudol? Hindi kaya dahil ikaw ang may kinalaman sa internet transaction? Siguro sinusubukan ka.
Isa lang ang
Yusek.
masasabi ko,
Okay.
ngayon, nandito ang ating guest.
Ayan. Siguro ipakilala muna natin sila, Yusek. Sige,
yes.
if you can introduce them, Yusek.
Yes. So, swak na swak talaga yung topic natin today, no? Kasi kaya nagpapasalamat tayo, no? Dahil pinaunlakan tayo, no, ng ating mga friends, di ba? Friends of e-commerce, no? And we call them friends, and you know that they are also the market leaders, no, of fintech digital wallets natin. So kasama po natin ngayon si Miss Ingrid Beronia, the Chief Risk Officer of GCash.
Yes.
Tofrada, Head of Government and Regulatory Regulations ng Maya. Thank you very much for being here today in Online Business at Open for Business.
Welcome to the show. My first question, kasi laging natatanong, ano ba yung pagkakaiba? Siyempre, parang sinasabi natin, usong-uso, e-wallet, digital wallet, meron ding digital bank. So ano ba ang pagkakaiba ng digital wallet at digital bank? So ano yung pagkakaiba? So maybe,
we
sino
start
mauuna
muna
po?
from a little bit of an introduction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
First of all, thank you, CRV, Yusek Jean, for inviting us to your show. Going back to your question, I think for Maya, what's unique about Maya is we like to take pride in saying we're an all-in-one money app. That we have integrated both the payments and the banking in one application. Having said that, for payments, it's really the ease of paying. As alam naman natin, Yusek G, no? Talagang matagal na nating talagang sinusulong yung digital transactions, yung online
right.
payments. So it's the digital wallet that is really front and center of really pushing for those online transactions. For our banking naman, what we want to do is we want to empower our fellow Filipinos. So alam naman natin, marami sa mga kababayan natin yung wala pa dun sa formal banking system. And we feel that through the convenience of having a banking account in that same platform, it enables more people to enter the formal banking system and after that, have access to credit. Diba? Kasi we get to see their transactions, you get to see their credit score, and then mabibigyan na sila kung kailangan nila ng small loan or personal loan. The same application allows you for that. Meron nga kami yung tinatawag na high engagement banking. Na the more you use your Maya app, the higher the interest rate you get on your banking. So that way, we try really to fuse the functionality of the payments and the bank all in one.
Pwede ba akong tanong? Kasi
Sige, go
gusto
ahead.
ko na tayo tanong
Sige.
Di ba dati pay Maya kayo?
Yes, ma'am.
Ba't kayo naging Maya?
I think that is precisely why yung in-explain ko kanina na we have evolved from being just a payment app. Now it is payments, it is banking, and it is also loans, credit. May nilabas kami recently also, the very first Maya credit card to allow more Filipinos who have not had access to a credit card ever. For the first time, they have been given a credit card. So part of that is really, alam naman natin, the bigger picture here, Yusek Sheen, is financial inclusion. We want to bring more people in to the financial ecosystem. And all of these tools are aligned to your question kung bakit from PayMaya, Maya na siya ngayon.
So it's a rebranding
A
to
rebranding,
encompass
yes.
all these services.
Yes.
Miss Ingrid, so
Yes.
again, on a layman's terms, what is the difference between digital wallet and digital banking?
Yeah. Well, good day to all first. Technically speaking, it's the license that we hold. We have a different license that we hold versus the banks. But in the experience of our consumers, it's really convenience, ease of use, right? And also fees are more, I guess, affordable, if not at all free, for a lot of the services. And the goal really is, versus I guess Maya, who is now a digital bank, GCash, our main vision is really finance for all. And we actually aim to be the financial super app in the Philippines. And maybe not just in the Philippines, but even maybe outside the country in the future. But the goal really is to serve the underserved, to serve the underbanked, and to not only do business, financial business in the metro, but also really serve those that are in the rural, far areas of the Philippines. So if you would actually look at our demographics currently, almost 70% of our usage is not even in Metro Manila. It's outskirt of Metro Manila. And that would really be a very good evidence that we are able to serve those that are underserved currently. So the main goal is really to bring them in, to give them and make them experience what the banking cohort is experiencing currently, and to ensure that we give them yung parehas na laban sa buhay, 'di ba? Dapat we give them the same opportunities that we are able to give those that are currently banked and those that are currently privileged.
Una, nagpapasalamat ako sa GCash and Maya kasi I remember that was during the pandemic. What we did was to continue our programming. Net25 was probably the only television station that produced and never stopped producing programs, online shows. Even a concert, we had an e-concert and it was these guests who helped us push that. We had the e-concert and people, sponsorships were through Maya and GCash. Gusto ko lang ma-follow up yung...
Thank you, in other words.
Yes.
Thank you.
At sa uulitin po. Ngayon,
Concert ulit.
binabanggit nila kasi Yusek, parang narinig ko sa dalawa nating bisita, unbanked, underserved, financial inclusion.
Yeah.
So, alam naman natin na marami sa Pilipino pa rin yung hindi nakakapunta sa bangko daw dahil maraming mga requirements.
Yes.
Diba? Ang gusto ng mga tao ngayon, katulad ng pagkakaroon ng account sa Facebook na ilang details lang and then you have it na.
Yeah.
So, when you talk about financial inclusion, when you talk about underbanked or underserved, can you provide data? Ilan pa ba sa mga Pilipino ang hindi pa nagbabangko? Or ilan naman sa mga Pilipino ang abot na ninyo? Kasi halos, hindi ko alam kung lahat ng Pilipino may GCash na or may Maya na.
Yeah.
So anybody can answer,
So,
both can answer
based
po.
on the last data that we had, about 40% of Filipinos are the banked Filipinos. So you have about 60% that is
Nawala
unbanked
pa.
currently.
Okay.
Specifically to GCash, about 94 million Filipinos already have tried GCash. That means that, they experience services that we have already offered. And that probably equates to about, 90% of Filipinos.
So kung 110 tayo, konti na lang ang hindi pa nakakagamit ng app ninyo.
I think the best thing about it is that this number has been never reached before by any other, business or financial institution as we speak. While we are trailblazing this area, kung mapapansin nyo po sa app namin, we are actually partnering with a lot of other financial institutions so that we can bring the people to them. Like for example, we have what we call our G-Save account. Pwede po kayong mag-save po doon. You will have access to banks. And we are partnered with different banks for our customers to choose from. So what we do is not just about serving individuals. We also serve businesses. We also bring in different businesses so that Filipinos can experience all of this.
Ito?
Yeah. Sa Maya naman, we've been one of 6 entities that have been granted a digital banking license by the BSP. So makikita nyo pag pumunta kayo sa Maya app, meron dong functionality for a bank. So you go straight to that. And walang walang minimum amount yon. So pinapadali talaga para sa mga kababayan natin na magbukas ng savings account para dun sa mga hindi pa talaga nakapagbukas. So that tackles the question of the unbanked. But equally also, we saw that there's a segment na tinatawag naming unhappily banked. Yung may mga bank account, pero hindi naman natutuwa sa experience nila sa bangko. Kasi karamihan, payroll lang yan, or hindi naman talaga nila naiintindihan yung value ng pagkakaroon ng bank account. So, through that experience, hopefully, yung natutulong din ng Maya Bank is napapadali at na mas naiintindihan, nagkakaroon ng a bit of financial literacy doon sa mga kababayan natin na nagbubukas ng bank account kasi nakikita nila araw-araw yung interest na nakukuha nila doon sa savings account. So through those small things, we feel that, to your point earlier, CRV, we already have more than 4 million depositors on our digital bank. And I think another important metric that we have seen is so far we have disbursed more than 60 billion pesos worth of loans. More than half of these borrowers are first-time borrowers. So I think that is a great metric when we look at really bringing in more people into the financial ecosystem here in the Philippines.
Wow.
Yeah. So ako, CRV siguro, because we know them, we've been working with them for the longest time, So ito yung question ko kasi yung kay Tof, ang title kasi ni Tof is Head of Government and Regulatory Relations. So talagang BFF kami ni Tof, Talagang magkasama ka even in the other life, But now with Maya, BFF. Marami rin akong BFF sa GCash, Pero for today, ang pinadala talaga ng GCash sa atin, we're very happy nga, is Miss Ingrid. Miss Ingrid is the Chief Risk Officer.
Yes.
So ang tanong ko na maganda, kasi this is the segue to really the topic that we'd really like to kasi maraming to sa ating mga viewers. Ma'am, ano ba yung Chief Risk Officer, CRO?
Yes.
Oo, isa yan yata sa mga bago nating narinig.
Ano ba yan?
Technically, what we do po as a Chief Risk Officer, what I do is I help manage the different risks of GCash. When we say risk po, it's neutral. Can be negative, can be positive. But one thing is for sure, it's something that we haven't seen before. It's something that may materialize, therefore we should be ready for it. And it's something that we need to ensure, regardless of what risk it is, our consumers will be protected. So, that journey po, yan ang binabantayan ko sa GCash to ensure that whatever it is na makita naming issue, incident, problema sa kumpanya, will be able to weather that. And apart from weathering it, ensuring that our consumers comes first and that they are protected as well as their assets.
Oh, ito na, Bete, ito na tanongin. Kasi parang
Pwede na,
parang
kasi lalo na
inintrada
nasa balita sila nung isang araw lang.
Pinentrada na niya di ba? I'm sure this is right up your alley. But of course, we all know what happened, the news about GCash, with those with GCash accounts, biglang nawala yung GCash accounts nila.
First of all, I want to make it clear that it's a handful consumers, no? Handful meaning it's
Konti
not,
lang.
it's 0.000 something
Okay.
of our current base. But regardless, each issue kasi, each incident that we
Right.
have, each complaint that we receive from our consumers, it's something that we, of course, treat with criticality. So, what we want to ensure is that everything that, I guess all the complaints that we received during that time were already handled, already managed, already closed. Balances that they reported that needs adjustment were already corrected and adjusted. Technically, what we really saw is that, and what we really realized is that our fraudsters are becoming really more sophisticated now. So, given that we are trailblazing this business, madami kaming nakikitang zero-day vulnerabilities. Ano po yung zero-day vulnerabilities? Ito po yung mga issues na never pa nating nakita sa ibang businesses, sa ibang institution. Meaning, ngayon pa lang natin nakikita. Bakit
Zero-day
ngayon pa lang natin
vulnerability.
nakikita? Kasi mga bago po itong moduses, mga bagong teknolohiya na ginagamit ng mga fraudsters natin. Tayo, si GCash at si Maya, bagong business actually, di ba? Bagong model ng business. So, dahil po, meron tayong tinatahak na bago. Ngayon lang natin nakikita itong mga ganitong possibilities.
May inside job din po ba yan, Missing Read?
Of course, you know, isa po yan sa pinaka-binabantayan namin, and I want to assure you that, you know, there was nothing internal in this case. What we really saw is that kinakareer na po ng mga fraudsters ang pagpo-fraud. To be honest, I think we had a dialogue with NBI, which they declared that Philippines is now becoming a fraud hub, sadly, right? And dito natin nakikita na yung mga bagong moduses dito parang pinapanganak sa Pilipinas. That's really sad. I guess it's because currently madami tayong Filipinos na vulnerable. Vulnerable meaning kailangan ng pera, hindi masyado naiintindihan na mali na pala itong ginagawa nila. But these are people who's really taking advantage and leveraging all the vulnerabilities of Filipinos. And that's why you mentioned a while ago, you know, literacy is very important in this case. But what we really saw is, just going back to the incident, madami ng bago ngayon. We're not saying na nahuhuli tayo. We're actually, you know, we have the best of the best security out there. But what we need to understand, and that's why, you know, we need to normalize fraud as a topic, and we need to formalize fraud as something that can happen on a regular daily basis to everyone. Why we are saying that is because kahit anong gawin naming security controls, kung ang consumers namin hindi naiintindihan kung anong dapat nilang gawin to protect their own accounts, para kami naglalagay ng maraming kandado pero binibigay ng ibang tao yung mga susi para mabuksan ng fraudsters to mga kandadong ito, di ba? So, it's a partnership between the business and the consumers to really protect accounts and to protect their assets as well.
Before I ask of Yusek, maganda rin pala na ikaw ang nakaka-experience ng zero-day vulnerability.
Oo, kaya tingnan mo. Kaya nga, di ba, because nga nakaranas ako guess nga, ito nga topic natin. Oo,
Okay,
di ba, ito nga
okay.
yung topic
Yes,
natin.
yes.
What we just want to make, is that, this is the thing that happened with many men, yung
Yeah.
ito so, yung maraming media pickups ang nangyari dito sa kaso na to. Even
Yeah.
if it's small, the repercussion of the trust issue is what I was really quite worried about. Because in DTI, we're working very closely because we want to build trust. And you
Yes.
know, our work on digital payments, we want to promote, but when people start being afraid, then, you
Yes,
know,
of
we kind of
course.
like, so this is the reason why we need to assure them that it's really safe to do digital payments. But I go back when I started, I shared the kwento that I, again, ito na ano ulit ako, na biktima. Except that I was a bit, I guess, intelligent enough. Naks.
In the know.
Mindful,
Yeah,
mindful enough
Yeah.
not to proceed.
I think this is a great case study para sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa inyo ngayon. No? Kasi ito real life example,
That's
hindi to
right.
hypothetical. And sabi nga ni Ingrid, nagiging mas sophisticated na ngayon yung mga scammers natin. And dahil dyan, yung mga tinatawag nating rules of the game, yung naiintindihan natin kung paano ma-detect yung mga scams, nag-iiba din. So I think ang first rule na dapat na maintindihan natin na nagbago is, ngayon, yung smishing na tinatawag na yan, no? Ang nangyayari kasi dyan, paliwanag ko lang sandali, no, CRV at saka Yusek Jean, yung nangyayari dyan, in that whole process, nagkakaroon ng mga tinatawag nilang fake cell sites. No? Na
You said smishing?
Smishing, yes. It is phishing na ginagamit ang SMS.
Kaya pala
Pag
smishing.
smishing,
platform. It's
Cell
SMS.
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 Again, it's smishing.
If
That
it's
means
a-
it's like phishing.
It's phishing through
Phishing.
SMS.
Phishing through
Kaya pala
SMS.
smishing
Naalala nyo
yun.
dati, nung sa
Yeah.
phishing, may mga natatanggap kayong emails from a deceased African guy who says,
Yes.
you have inherited.
Phishing is the technique
Yes.
that they
Technique.
use to lure you to give information or to get information from you. So, pero pag iba-iba yung platform ng pag-fish, so pwedeng
Smishing.
SMS.
messaging, so
Okay.
that's what you call SMS smishing.
Yeah.
Smishing.
Ayan.
But that's spoofing.
Spoofing naman po is nagde-disguise po sila
Okay.
na sila ay lehitimong kumpanya.
To explain again, sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa atin
Yes.
para maintindihan nila yung proseso, itong mga fake cell sites nito, ini-intercept nila yung signal nyo. No? Na magbabato sila ngayon ng mga text messages katulad nung natanggap ninyo na in that instance, Maya, but it could be from any financial institution, it could be from any telco na nagagawa nila yan, na papasok sa inbox ng cellphone ninyo as if galing doon sa actual institution. So in your example, you said nakatanggap ka ng
It's Maya.
Yes,
Ito
from the Maya inbox, but
Maya
so
inbox.
this is where the critical thinking has to come into. So tama yung ginawa ninyo eh. Kasi nakita ninyo na nakalagay na link.
Yeah,
Hindi yun ang official
yeah.
link namin, no?
Yeah.
Kaya nga unang sasabihin namin, ito ang bagong amendment dun sa rules natin. Number 1, never click on links. Ang ginawa namin sa
Yun,
Maya,
tandaan po natin,
Oo,
never click on links.
Oo, ang ginawa kasi namin sa Maya, tinanggal na namin lahat ng mga links knowing fully well na ito na yung ginagawa ng mga scammers ngayon. So ang alam nyo ngayon na rule, pag nakakita kayo ng link na galing Maya, hindi
Never.
number 1, hindi yun galing sa Maya. Pangalawa, scam yun.
Yeah. Time. Ito na, nakalagay. Oh, I got it eh. Congrats, you won a 5,000 voucher. Click the link to claim before. Stop! Sabi niya, stop! Maya will never send links. You send this
Yan
one.
ang galing sa amin.
Okay.
Because, so part of the education naman, na importante din para maintindihan ng mga kababayan natin, we try to be creative also in the way we try to communicate to the people. So alam natin na pag may nakita ka na congratulations, you won something, malamang sa malamang babasahin yan ng
Of
consumer.
course.
So after getting that attention,
Stop.
then we say stop.
Yeah.
Then please never click on anything that has a link. So that is the new rule. I think sana maintindihan ng lahat ng mga
Okay.
kababayan natin. Kasi I have met some people na sabi, hindi, expert na ako dito sa scamming. I can spot a scammer kasi ilang taon na ako nakakakita niyan. But dahil nagbago na nga yung rules of the game, sana maintindihan nila na because of this whole process na may nag-i-intercept na fake cell site, pinapadala dito sa cellphone ninyo, diretso, na hindi namin nakikita until you report it. Katulad,
Yeah.
balik na natin yung
Yeah,
example
thank
mo,
you.
Yusek Jean.
I reported it
So,
to him.
we were in the dressing room. Ni-report sa akin ni Yusek Jean. Ano ang ginagawa ng mga institutions once we hear of that? So, number 1, we immediately inform our teams. And in your case, we look at that link. We work with our teams to disable that link para wala nang maka-click nun. Kasi, pag kinlik mo yon, doon papasok yung ini-explain ni Ingrid na spoofing. Because ang part 2 niyan, pag kinlik mo yung link, you are redirected doon sa isang
So,
site
fake.
na kamukha ng login page ng institution na yon. Tapos syempre, dahil kampante ka na mukhang yun ang site, itatype mo ngayon ang username mo and password. And doon nila makukuha.
I know this is quite technical,
Yes.
but I just wanted to ask, how can you have access to these links when they're not yours?
We coordinate with our external partners.
Yeah.
No? So we work very closely with law enforcement, with a
With
lot of
telco.
third parties.
Telco
So we have
companies.
we have a dedicated team just in charge of that. So once the report comes in, we can act within minutes.
So
to
like
immediately
this
take
one
it
is
down.
like payonmaya.com. And then the
Yeah.
other one is phpaymaya.org.
Yeah.
This is where the importance of our consumers reporting what they experience
Yes.
comes in. Because the only time that we'll be able to review yung mga links na kukuha nyo is if you report it to us.
Ang tanong ko po, kasi halimbawa, si Tof, nagkataon na
Yes,
kakilala
oo.
si Yusek. At
Yes.
saka siyempre, Yusek ang nabubudol ngayon. At may access po sa inyo. Paano pag yung mga karaniwang negosyante o mga consumer, kanino at saan nila idudulog po yun? In your case po.
They can go straight in app. We have a reporting function in app. We have a hotline. And even through CICC. Recently, we work closely with CICC. Recently, we had a partnership.
CICC po
The
is?
Cybercrime Investigation Coordination
Okay.
Center. Meron silang hotline na 24 hours, no, na pwede mo ding i-report doon. Na any of those options are available to the consumer. So once you see any of these suspicious links, you can report them to the respective hotlines.
In your case, Miss Ingrid.
Yeah, same. So we do have a help center in-app. Even if you are actually not a consumer of GCash, you can even access that just going to the page, actually, not even logging in. We also do have our hotline, but similar to Maya, we do have partnerships of CICC, NBI, PNP. These are technically authorities that they can also go to, and we have coordination with a regular coordination with them.
So in the case of a spoofing, if I unfortunately clicked it and nawala, what would have happened?
You would have been redirected, Yusik Jean, to a spoofing site
And
that would
then?
look like the login page
They
of
would
the
get your
institution. And
personal
get your details.
information.
And would get my details.
Yes. And once they
Meaning,
have it,
pati yung bangko mo, ganyan.
yeah,
They would
in
have
theory,
access to her.
yes. If you inputted your details, they would have access to all of that. No? Which is why, if I may, CRV and
yes.
Yusik Jean, no, perhaps we have to look at this from a holistic solution. Because the way we're describing it now, we're describing solutions downstream, right? What happens when you click on the link.
Yeah.
But I think fundamentally, we have to remember that number one, I was just told by the CICC that these fake cell sites, they call it IMSI catchers, are not supposed to even be operating in the country.
Correct.
So number one, the question is, why are they allowed to send these messages? I think we have to have a think about.
It's an equipment, no?
It is.
It is an
It is,
equipment. So,
yes.
just to explain that a bit
IMS.
further.
I.
So the IMSI catchers, they actually serve a specific purpose.
Yes.
And they usually serve emergencies. So in cases of disaster recovery, business continuity, you can actually use this to ensure that consumers or, the public is informed. But what is happening right now is that they are using this technology for fraud.
So, abuse
So there's
na.
abuse
Yes,
and
abuse.
misuse, yes, of the
So
technology.
parang parang hacking na may good hacking and may bad hacking. Tama ba yun?
Yeah, so yun nga, CRV, I think titingnan natin dapat holistic eh. So dapat even from the source,
Yeah.
nire-regulate natin. So even if kahit may konti dyan na makalusot na text messages, na mga links, nasuppress na natin yung karamihan dyan sa mga scammers. I'll tell you a story. Just the other week, I was at a sports event in one of the coliseums. Pagkapasok ko ng coliseum, isipin mo, there's like 20-30,000 people in there. Nakatanggap agad ako ng message. So imagine how many people are possible victims of that scheme. So in theory, even if we try to catch all of them na i-report sa amin, just the probability of it, no? Baka talaga may mabiktima kung hindi natin masolusyonan at
Because
the source.
that's not the root cause.
Yes.
The root cause really is the misuse again and
Correct.
abuse of that technology.
Yes.
So we can never, I guess, zero this out
Correct.
if we do not address the root cause
Agreed.
of the problem.
And what do you think, Miss Ingrid, is the root cause?
So number one, we'll be needing to really work closely with the telecommunications company because they actually have more expertise and knowledge about the use and this type of technologies. Kasi pang ginawa talaga sila pang telecommunications, right? We also, of course, will be needing to bring in our public sector, our government, and our authorities to also come in and really plan out how we can zero this out. So it's really going to be a partnership between your private and public.
Pero, Miss Ingrid Toffs, nasaan na tayo doon? Kasi alam naman natin na kayo pong dalawa ay affiliated sa mga pinakamalalaki rin nating telecommunications companies, di ba? Nasaan na tayo sa puntong yon? Kasi halimbawa, nagsimula po noong pandemic, doon natin nalaman na parang doon nga po lumakas ang, correct me if I'm wrong, but the pandemic also was the key driver of the fourth industrial revolution,
Yes.
not a specific technology but COVID-19, di ba?
Yes.
So, saan na po yan? May action ba? Is there a MOA or I don't know, is there a specific framework that you are following to address those? Because as you mentioned, nagagamit naman talaga itong technology nito, this
Yes.
IMSI catcher, but as you said, it's abused. And the first responder dapat would be the telco companies, and you're somehow technically part of it as well. So where are we now?
Yeah. Well, at least on the side of GCash, we're closely working with the telecommunication companies. We do have also established a reporting system to them where yung mga na kukuha naming mga reports or complaints and even the new moduses that we detect, we share this information to them so that they also have a view of what's really happening on ground. Kasi ang nakaka-experience kami hindi masyadong directly the experiences on them. So what we do is we really collaborate, discussing kung ano talaga yung nangyayari on ground. And I would assume, of course, that they, are doing their best as well to combat this.
So you mentioned about, diba, you said na it's on the consumer side that we're but really the root cause and all that. So in your case, and you mentioned, diba, the work that you've been doing, could you be a little bit more parang detailed on what exactly, whether you work with government or even your own company, what exactly are you doing to address this issue that we're talking about right now?
Sure, yes, Yusek Jean. Perhaps I can speak about what we're doing as Maya, as a company first.
Yeah.
No? So in terms of securing the system, what we have done is, of course, we have advanced KYC. We use AI technology for facial recognition to detect also potential badges of fraud. We also have multi-factor authentication systems in place to ensure that there are added layers of security. Of course, within the system, we have encryption and data protection to ensure that the data you have are safe. And as we said, we are constantly engaging in consumer education, and support if it is reported to us. Having said that, we know that this is not something that we can solve alone. We have to work with partners in the private sector, with GCash, with our partners, with the telco companies, and of course with the government. So we have had partnerships a few months ago with this group called ScamWatch PH. You were also there, Yusek Jean, to heighten the awareness of our kababayans on the common types of scams. Also, we have had partnerships as well with a group called Protecta Pilipinas Fintech.
Yeah.
Na kasama din dyan yung CICC, a lot of the government agencies recognizing a whole of society approach to combat this problem. So yan yung mga solutions that we put forward. But ultimately, sinasabi din natin na yung consumer, the end user, also has a role to play. Maganda yung analogy kanina ni Ingrid, na kahit ano ang pagkakaprotect mo, parang vault yan, di ba? Kahit gaano kasilyado yung vault. Kung binigay mo yung password ng vault mo, hindi din magiging effective yung pagkakasil mo ng vault. So I think ultimately, all of us, we have to realize all of us have a role to play to ensure our online security.
Ito naman tanong ko sa
Sige.
iyo, Yusek. Kasi Yusek,
Ay, balita ko tanongin.
kasi sinabi ni Miss Ingrid, halos 94 million na ang users ng Chika. Sinabi naman nito, mga 4 million, 60 billion in terms of loans, and 4 million are banking digitally. So, doon sa e-commerce, di ba, last time parang we had e-marketplaces.
Yes.
And this time we have these digital payments. We are somehow encouraging them, trusting them to use digital payments to make their businesses thrive.
Yes.
So, paano po ito, Yusek Jean? Ano naman ang ginagawa ng bureau ninyo o ng DTI para mas tumatag pa yung pagtitiwala ng mga negosyante, ng mga consumer sa digital payments? Sabi mo nga, trust, di ba?
Yes,
so, may trust issues, di ba, nung mga unang panahon. Ano ang ginagawa ng DTI din? At siguro kasama ng mga partners natin para mapataas yung trust ng mga Pilipino sa digital banking o sa digital wallet use.
So napakahirap, no? And this is again why we're here today, no? And we're talking about this. Of course, before you, this Bangko Sentral, we have a very strong partnership on digital payments. And this is why we are partners with them. So we are telling people, ay, kailangan, sabi ko, we are partners both on the financial inclusion and the digitizing merchant payments. So we want people to adopt digital payments. In fact, sabi ko nga, even in the Internet Transactions Act, it's very clear there that digital payments will be promoted, in fact, incentivized, because that's really how we want to promote your area, your business. But it's very difficult when you see fraudsters and the news na kagaya ng mga nangyayari, no? Kaya it makes our life a little bit more exciting than it should be. And what is the solution? And that's why I asked, no? So 2 things that I can say. We have to beef up, multiply 100 times over the effectiveness of our advocacy for consumers to make sure na, look, it's only like 0.000. It's like, wala yan, no? It's only like a few, di ba? We need to tell that. Second, you also remember last year, di ba? We also did mention about this. Nakuha yung kanilang because they
information,
entered.
phishing.
They nakuha because they all logged into a gambling
fake
site.
gambling site,
In a fake gambling site. So what does that mean? DTI and the private sector, fintech, and of course Bangko Sentral should beef up 100% more our communication campaign. Itong ginagawa natin, CRV, is why we're here. No? Dapat talaga mas maigting. So, kanyari kami ngayon, no? After this, I'll go to my team and say, look, yung when you said, di ba, na, yan, yung stop, di ba, yung gano'n, no link. Maya will never send you a link. So that goes with you,
Yes.
that too, right?
Yes.
So never link. Ganun kasimple. Kayo po, wag po kayong mag-press ng link. Yun. Ang simple, pero
Simple.
effective, right? And then, yung sinasabi natin na you have the responsibility on what are these. Later on, siguro, I'll ask them kasi they are here and I'm into the tips. Alam mo naman yun,
Yes,
CRV,
yes.
di ba? Na, bigyan nyo nga kami ng mga tips, no, kung paano
makaiwas.
na makaiwas. Pero, yung second ko na lang, babalikan ko na si, what is this?
IMSI.
Catcher. Siyempre, tinitingnan ko. May mukhang nabebenta yan sa mga platforms, marketplaces. Meron yata?
Yeah.
Meron? Ayan. You know, under the Internet Transactions Act, and this, we just had, we just...
Ipagbawal nyo na siguro yan.
Bawal po yan. Yes, bawal yan. So,
So dapat ang makakabili lang yan, yung gagamit talaga para sa
Hindi, tsaka
kaukulan.
dapat regulated
Tama.
good yan ng National
Oo.
Telecommunication
Is it regulated?
Commission. Yes, because sabi nga nila, so
Should
these
be.
are all, I believe, no, we will of course check, but with the National Telecommunication Commission. So yun, meron kaming work with National Telecommunication Commission. So yun, kailangan masabihin, bawal po yung mga sasabihin ng algorithm sa mga bawal yan. So they should not be sold. So ganun, that's what we are doing. We are helping the sector on digital payments, no? Because this is really one of the things that we are working closely to promote adoption of digital payments.
Nako, Yusek, dapat mag-part 2 tayo kasi bitin na naman tayo. Pero gusto kong balikan yung tips mo. Oo,
yes.
sige.
So, can you give us our customers
Tips
online?
or yung yung mga red flags na kunyari pag nakatanggap ka na ng text na ganyan, dapat kung hindi ito naman kasing talino ka ni Yusek na marami ng experience sa pagkakabudol, 'di ba?
Tsaka favorite, ikaw alam mo yon yung padlock.
Okay. Encryption, parang ganyan.
Kailangan, no? So maybe
Okay.
can you share with us some tips?
Siguro ako, pinaka-basic na lang, inuulit-ulit na naman dito natin. No? Yung pinaka-simple na siguro maiintindihan ng lahat nating kababayan is wag tayong mag-click ng link pag nakatanggap kayo ng SMS. I think that will go a long way para maprotektahan natin yung mga accounts natin online. Pangalawa, sana yung sa accounts natin, makikita natin meron tayong option para sa multi-factor authentication. No, that also goes a long way para mas ma-verify kung talaga bang nasisecure yung account. Kung nahahack na kayo, mas madaling makita sa system kung may mga anomalous behaviors. Tapos, panghuli siguro, nasasabihin ko, yung lahat ng apps, merong option para i-freeze yung account ninyo. Na, kunyari, may nakita kayo na suspicious, na feeling nyo, hindi kayo yung gumawa ng transaction. Pwede kayong, sa Maya app, pwede kayong pumunta doon sa loob. Madaling isang button lang, freeze yung account ninyo. So, walang, kahit na nakapasok yung mga fraudsters doon, hindi na nila magagalaw yung laman. So, yun yung mga basic tips siguro na mabibigay natin, yung tatlong yon para that will go a long way, I think, towards protecting our consumers.
Pero mabilis din i-unfreeze to.
Yes, it's the same function. You just click on the button to freeze and click on the same button to unfreeze.
I guess in GCash, a while ago, Toph mentioned what are they doing to secure consumer accounts. And in GCash, we also do multi-factor authentication, encryption, but just to add to that, we also do have what we call double safe. Double safe is we capture your face to ensure that you alone can access your account. We also do have what we call one device, one account, where you need to ensure that you are able to enroll your device and to that account para yung device lang na yun ang makaka-access sa account mo. So these are additional security measures that we applied in the system to ensure that our consumers are protected. But just on the tips, so tama si Toph, never click on links. GCash also do not send out links. Kahit na nakita nyo galing kay GCash, basta may link, hindi GCash yan. Stop, hindi GCash yan.
Okay.
Another is kailangan maintindihan ng customers natin, you need to protect your personal identifiable information. Ano yun? Pangalan nyo, birthday nyo. Minsan, makikita nyo sa Facebook, nakapost pa yung buong ID. Huwag po natin ginagawa because these are opportunities for these threat actors or these fraudsters to get information from you. Diba? Minsan pa, ang password nyo lang, pangalan ng anak nyo, pangalan
Madaling
ng aso nyo.
matandaan,
Madaling
oo.
matandaan, madaling mahulaan. So, we also need to practice password changing. Kailangan yung password nyo, hindi nyo yan sinishare. Yung MP nyo, yung PIN nyo.
Ingrid, gaano ba katagal or kadalas mag-change ng password?
As often as you can, if you want to. Standards lang on a security standard would be every 90 days or every 3 months would be already a good practice. Minsan lang, yung
Si
iba kasi...
Yusek yata, taunan ka.
Alam mo,
Taunan ka eh.
may problema ako. Nalilimutan ko yung password ko.
Oo, yun. Ay,
Eh,
talagang
paano
mas
sa-
madalas ka dapat
Yun
kasi
nga.
nakalimot ka eh.
Meron na tayong mga ngayon, app or technology that can help you with the
Anong tawag
password.
doon, di ba, yung siya yung nagbibigay ng
Yes,
strong password.
opo.
Pero na-OC ka kasi, paano yun? Ay, anyway, sige. Ayun ang para sa mga
Sige,
katulad
sige.
natin.
Pagbalik na lang nila, katulad natin.
So, do you add anything
yes,
else?
Yes, of course. Also, need to make sure na pag may nangyari po sa atin, may incident, may issue, may complaint, magsabi po kayo sa amin. Minsan nauuna pa po yung pag-post sa social media. Kailangan nyo pong i-report sa amin, very important, because this is also one way for us to ensure that we are updated to what's happening
Sasagot kayo,
to on-ground interior.
So,
Yes, of course.
yun, Miss Ingrid and Toff. Kasi halimbawa, kaya naman maganda yun, sinabi mo na parang naiinip na, kaya pinost na sa status niya. Ito naman si Gcash, ito naman si Maya, tagal sumagot, ganyan. Kaya
Minsan
post
nauna
ko
kasi
na.
yung post.
So siguro sa inyong dalawa, ano ba yung PAT niyan? Ano yun? Yung response
That's
rate
right.
na ano ba yung ina-expect ng mga tao para mabilis yung
And
response?
is it a chatbot that replies?
It depends. So, we do have different platforms. Meron pong chatbot, meron talaga makakausap kang agent, meron ding email kung kinakailangan. So, there are different platforms to address your issues. Depende po kasi sa issue nyo, then you will be routed to the right platform and the right, I guess, mechanism that would resolve your issue.
Pero normally po, may standard kayo ng gaano katagal?
Yes. Dapat po within, actually, almost immediate. Kung yung case nyo po is something that is in the know, meaning araw-araw nakikita naman namin to, alam namin i-handle to, that should be immediate, maybe within 24 hours. At most, usually, the TAT goes up to 48 hours. If it's really complicated, na may palitan or batuhan ng mga impormasyon, then of course, it may take longer. But we are heavily regulated by Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and we do follow certain regulations on mga service level agreement or yung mga turnaround time na tinatawag natin.
Is that the same case with
It's the
Maya?
same. It's the same. We are
48 hours?
regulated by BSP as well, and of course it's case to case, so depending
Yes.
on the complexity of it. But as Yusek Jean's experience showed, once we got the report of the link, within minutes we can coordinate with our partners to take down the suspicious
Yeah.
link. So it's really as soon as possible as we can take action, we will take action on these suspicious links.
Yeah. I know this is not a meeting, it's a show, but I hope that we can have help us with the social media campaign.
Of course.
On everything
Yes.
that you've talked
For
about,
sure.
whether it's in the password or do not
Yes.
Of course,
link.
yes.
Because that's what we need.
Yes.
We need constantly, especially in social media. I think that's what we need to ramp up with the e-commerce bureau.
Sure.
So I hope we can work with your
Or
team.
partner up. Yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
Yes, okay. Sige. Kulang talaga tayo ng panahon. Sa tingin ko, magpa-part 2 tayo
Yes,
ulit talaga
yes,
dito.
yes,
And
yes.
I hope that both Gcash and Maya can guest separately or individually in Open
Yeah.
for Business.
Yes.
So you can have an hour. We have 10 more questions that we haven't
Yung
asked.
favorite ko talaga,
Oo.
yung P2P at
Di-
P2M.
oh,
Tama ba yun,
tsaka
di
hindi
ba?
lang yun, pati
You have
yung
a
ano.
separate
Yeah,
account for your personal.
Yes.
And you
maganda
should
yun.
segregate
Oo,
that
oo,
from your
oo.
business.
Yes.
I think that's what we need to tell people, our businesses.
Yeah.
And next time, I'd like to ask about, something like your outlook of digital
Yeah.
payments. Will this replace the fiat na eventually? And also, I am interested with Toff kasi parang bakit sila nag-rebrand? Bakit digital banking na. Pero sa
At
susunod na yun.
meron kang dapat tanungin sa susunod.
yes.
Yung fees.
Ayun, tama. Okay.
Yung fees. CRV, kailangan akong mag-special thank you. Ate Marivic and Ate Esther, thank you very much.
Ang special mention. Okay.
Sa pagiging mukhang tao ko ngayon. Thank
Hindi
you.
naman. Lagi ka naman ganyan. Digital payments have definitely changed the way we do things. It made our lives so much easier. Ilang taps lang sa phone. Tapos bayad na. Convenient, efficient, at safe pa. Ikaw, Yusek Jean, ano naman ang maibibigay mong tips para sa ating mga manonood sa paggamit ng digital payments? At siguro naman, may isang budol ka na nagawan mo ng paraan. Ito, nagtagumpay ka, Yusek Jean, di ba?
Nasabi na nila, no? But kahit na convenient talaga yung paggamit ng digital payment, kailangan pa rin talaga tayong mag-ingat, no? Maraming mga scammers na naghahanap pa rin ng pagkakataon para manloko. At para maprotektahan ang ating mga sarili, kagaya nga nung sinabi natin ng BSBV4 ngayon, ng GCash, ng Maya, at yung mga iba pa nating mga kasangga, no, sa financial institutions, dapat, ito yung number one that you said, is gumamit tayo ng strong at unique passwords. Ayan, sa lahat ng ating mga online accounts. Okay din, dapat tayong mag-ingat sa mga phishing emails at suspicious links. Huwag pipindot. Yun na. So, huwag din ibibigay ang ating personal information. Huwag i-post naman sa Facebook ang birthday, telephone number at address. But lalo-lalo na yung bank account, no? At ang iyong credit card at pati yung OTP, no? Mga numbers. So, lagi rin po nating mag-update tayo ng ating mga software sa ating gadgets. At saka kadalasan daw po may mga security patches ang mga updates na makakatulong sa pag-iwas sa mga threats.
Yan,
no?
maganda yan.
So, thank you so much, CRV. Panibagong episodes na naman ang aabangan natin.
At sa pagtatapos ng episode na ito, tandaan natin na kahit na maraming benepisyo ang digital payments, mahalaga pa rin ang pagiging maingat. It is also upon us to ensure safety nets are in place for us to fully enjoy the benefits of digital transactions. Maraming salamat sa isang oras na pagsama sa amin upang tunghayan ang isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us too on Facebook, on YouTube. Like and subscribe on our social media page at Net25 TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines. Sharpen your business acumen, feel the pulse, and set the trend for as long as you are informed and open for business. Ito po si Cesar Vallejos. Marami pong salamat.